Muy buenos días con todos. Muchísimas gracias por estar aquí el día de hoy conectados con nosotros. Estamos hoy día con representantes de University of Central Florida, específicamente de Rosen College of Hospitality Management, y nos van a hablar un poquito de su maravilloso programa en la Universidad de University of Central Florida en Orlando, Florida, Estados Unidos. Este webinar es bastante interesante porque este convenio es nuevo, es un nuevo convenio que tenemos con Colfuturo y consiste en un descuento aproximadamente del 50% del out-of-state tuition para los beneficiarios de Colfuturo. Entonces, bastante interesante. Por favor, les invito a que pongan todas sus preguntas en el chat. Si es que tienen preguntas, hoy día estoy acompañada de Alan y de Diego. Ellos van a hablarles un poquito más de este programa. Alan, thank you so much for being here today. And all the other panelists that I see have logged on. We are so excited to hear about this program and the agreement that we have with Colfuturo. So please, the floor is yours. And thanks again.
Wonderful. Thank you very much indeed, Bianca. Apologies, everybody. I speak English and French, but so I'm going to run with English this morning. But thank you very much indeed for tuning in. It's delightful for us to be here. We've worked with Colfuturo for about 6 months, working towards this agreement. So we're absolutely delighted to connect because we know the high quality of the students that Colfuturo has supported. It's wonderful. And I'm going to spend about 15 to 20 minutes just running through the programs at the Rosen College and hopefully explain what we do. We believe we're excellent in what we do, but hopefully you'll see that as I go through the presentation. I've got two colleagues I can see on my screen, Dr. Diego Bufka, who's from Brazil, but is one of my good colleagues at Rosen, who will be able to help me with questions at the end, and Mark Hartman, who I see. Good morning, Mark. Mark is one of our key players in UCF Global, who works and assists with all international students. So welcome everybody, and here we go. Hold on tight for a relatively short presentation. So I'm here to represent the Rosen College of Hospitality Management, and we're one of 13 colleges at the University of Central Florida, the second largest institution in the United States of America. And one of our key assets, we're in the very, very heart of Orlando, which is a major tourism destination. It's actually the #1 tourist destination in the United States. So not only do we have a wonderful college for you to attend, but we have a wonderful environment. In terms of who do you speak to, I'm the Associate Dean of the college. I have two colleagues who work with me on the graduate programs, Dr. Murat Hanser, who leads our PhD, but this particular agreement is with regard to our master's programs, and that's Dr. David Kwon, who works with me very closely on all elements for the masters. And I said to Bianca, I will circulate this presentation afterwards so you can have our contact details, etc. We have, I hope you heard that. That's a little bit of magic Disney dust. We have two excellent colleagues who also will help you all the way through your application if you decide that this is a program for you. Miss Kathy and Miss Brittany, hugely experienced with international students, regularly dealing with everybody on a daily basis. So we have a very, very nice and strong team here. Before I talk about the college, though, I just want to introduce you to Orlando. It really is an amazing destination to learn, study, and really experience the whole breadth of the tourism and hospitality industry. And it's not just a destination that you visit and study, it's a destination that actually has a huge behind-the-scenes operation for revenue management, analytics, creativity and design, technology. It really is a powerhouse in terms of American and global tourism. And I can absolutely guarantee you, it is not a place where you get bored. There is absolutely no time to actually experience everything. So it's a very full, rich city of different experiences. You probably know Orlando through the theme parks. It's the home of Disney, Universal, and SeaWorld. But many, many other smaller theme parks as well. And that is the primary attraction for people that come and visit here. But literally from half a mile or just under a kilometer from where I'm sitting now, Universal Studios are building their third theme park, around $5 billion US. It's a monster of a theme park, but the job opportunities are phenomenal. They're looking for 14,000 employees 400 middle managers, and 50 senior managers. So students that are on our current master's program, they have many aspirations to work, which will be really one of the world's largest and most cutting edge theme parks, literally from where I'm sitting here. We have huge engagement with the convention and the restaurant industries. Orlando has the second largest convention center in the United States. So all sorts of meetings, sporting activities, and engagements, and literally just up the road from where I'm sitting. If you're like me and you enjoy your sport, you may not know Orlando is the home of United States Tennis. USTA is the United States Tennis Association. So all training of high-level athletes from across the United States takes place here. It has major golf tournaments. It's the home of the Orlando Magic, which is the NBA basketball team. And we have a wonderful soccer team in terms of Orlando City with many South American players, I hasten to add. It has a huge art scene, very, very dynamic performing arts center. All the main Broadway hits that you get in New York and London come to Orlando because of the huge number of tourists here. So very, very, very active. And it also has some wonderful neighborhoods for more cultural experiences. And I'm sure you're familiar with Florida has some stunning beaches, as does Colombia, but we have some too. So in terms of the more detail, yes, you're coming to a wonderful location, but you will be, if you decide to apply to us, you apply through the UCF College of Graduate Studies and UCF Global, who will assist you as you go through. And then you come to, if you're successful, you come to the Rosen College. And we have an amazing campus. It's deliberately designed like a sort of Spanish feel, so very similar to many of your buildings in Colombia. Very, very active across all elements of hospitality and tourism. We really do cover everything that you'll see when I present the curriculum in a moment, but a beautiful campus. It really is 5-star, and I can guarantee you will not be disappointed. So in terms of provision, we're talking about the master's programs and one particular master program which I'll cover with you. But just to give you some background, we have a huge program and huge diversity. And what many students do, although you're coming here to complete your master's in hospitality and tourism management, very often students will decide to do one of our certificate programs as part of that program. And if you're creative with how you structure your elective choices, you can actually complete these within the deal, the agreement that we have with Colflaturo. So we have certificates in destination marketing management, event management, hospitality and tourism technologies, financial management, and strategy and leadership. And if you really do enjoy your stay and you decide you wish to continue study with us, we have the only standalone hospitality management PhD in the state of Florida. So bearing in mind, we have some pretty healthy competitors in the Florida state system. We're the only institution with a standalone PhD, which is really a reflection of the quality of our research and faculty here at UCF. So why Rosen College? And this is really one of the reasons that I joined Rosen College 10 years ago. I came from the UK, so you may detect a slight British accent here. But this is why I came. It's a hugely successful college. It's been in business for many, many years. We deliberately have a highly diverse international faculty. So this has been part of the Dean's recruitment strategy for many years. I come from Southampton in southern England. My colleague Diego comes from Sao Paulo in Brazil. We have Chinese, we have Ukrainian, we have Korean, we have South African, we have Australian, you name it, we have every nationality or many, many nationalities represented. And it's key because we believe that the success of hospitality and tourism is underpinned by a good, thorough understanding of the international arena. Your tourists will be international. Many of the companies are international. So it's something that we really embed into everything we do. We have a very diverse and flexible curriculum, which I'll show you in a moment. And the vast majority of our students, we have around 350 to 400 students on our program. They are very ambitious young professionals who are seeking elevation in their current or future jobs. So we have a very, very strong, diverse student body. You will learn a lot from the students, you will learn a lot from us, but really about 90% of our students are working in the industry, which really gives us a huge edge. We have a very strong alumni base. And as I mentioned at the beginning, Orlando pre-pandemic was attracting in the region of 75 million visitors a year. It's a crazy number. It's larger than my country in the United Kingdom. It's a huge number, but it gives you so many opportunities to experience the breadth and diversity of what we believe is an amazing industry. One of the reasons I would like to think that Cole Futuro selected us to be a partner, we're very, very successful in the international and domestic rankings. And in the United States, we are the #1 ranked institution by Shanghai, and Shanghai essentially ranking you on your research productivity. So it's highly prestigious ranking. We're #1 in the United States, and we're always in the top 5. We bounce around between 2, 3, 4, 5, back to 2. But we're consistently in that top 5, but #1 in the United States. So it's a ranking that we're exceptionally proud of. It's the yellow one on the right-hand side here. Really highly prestigious and a testament to the good work of my colleagues. Why have we got that ranking? Is primarily because we're excellent teachers, but we're the home of many, many leading peer-reviewed journals globally. So we are a very strong editorial home. There's no other university of our standing that has the sort of depth of editorship that we have. So it's a very strong selling point, and essentially it demonstrates our connectivity global to so many other universities and all the major companies that hopefully you'd wish to work for as you move through your career. We also are very, very proactive in engaging with industry, government, and not-for-profit organizations. On what we do, we have a very sort of glossy magazine of sort of translating our academic research for practitioner and government audiences. So we've got projects that we're conducting with companies from Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Japan, literally at the moment. So things that are very, very engaging, and we really work hard to translate what we do to an audience that is more industry or government focused. They want a slightly different explanation of our work rather than the traditional academic language. So onto the program. As I say, we have a number of programs that the agreement that we have for Cole Futuro is for our hospitality and tourism management master's program. So this is the program, this is the core program that we're focused on, and the agreement is all in support of you joining what we call our intensive 12-month program. So it's completing the master's in a 12-month period. So it means that you will be very, very busy, but you will be very successful. So how does our program work? We have 11 courses make up our master's program. 11, they're all covered by the agreement with Cole Futuro. We have 6 core courses, or what we refer to as required courses, and then 5 elective courses. And the nice thing about our program here, there is no defined order. So you can actually, apart from one course, which is HMG 6296, which is the bottom of this screen, it's what we call our capstone course, which means you complete that at the very end. You're actually free to select our courses in the order that best fits your sort of preference and schedule. As you're looking through this, you might say, wow, that looks like an MBA program. We are essentially a business management program, which is 100% embedded in the hospitality and tourism industry. So everything we do, everything we say, all our trips, all our examples are really embedded in hospitality and tourism. And the vast majority of our faculty have rich industry experience as well. So they've got excellent academic credentials. We have a former Minister of Tourism. We have former corporate bankers. We have many people who have worked in destination management organizations in their respective countries, and many hotel and theme park faculty with experience of industry. So you get a very good, knowledgeable exchange of ideas from our faculty. So these are what we call our required courses. And as I say, you can take these in any order that you wish. And I think really one of our main selling points is we have a huge diversity of electives. And we can only do this because we're large and we have the faculty that cover these areas. And whether you're into technology, data analytics, social media, event management, destination management, what am I missing? Branding, entrepreneurship. We have everything at our disposal here. So this is something that, you know, we really do push. And it's interesting, I've been here 10 years, it's interesting how the sort of social media and the analytics side of the business has sort of taken over from some of the more traditional areas. But it really does depend on what our students are looking for. We're very pleased that we can actually deliver a real wide diversity. So to recap, you take the 6 courses that I showed previously. These are your required courses. And then you take 5 of this selection for your elective courses, which make up the 11 courses, which make up the 33 credits, which guarantee your master's from the University of Central Florida. And it's those 11 courses, 33 credits that are covered with our agreement. Most of our students don't need prerequisites, but this is the sort of notification warning. If you're coming in from a non-traditional area, we actually have many students have studied history or anthropology or English. If you're coming from a non-traditional area, there are some prerequisites that are required or highly advised, but we will communicate with those with you as you go through the application process. So, you know, I wouldn't worry about these, but if you're coming from, say, a history background, yes, you will probably need some assistance, but we can work with you and explain how that process works. So this is just for a heads up, as we say in the United States. So this is the intensive 1-year concentration. Exactly the same as our main program. So we have a huge program, but we have multiple tracks by which people take it, but it's the same courses. So irrespective of what channel that you're coming through, it's the same program. So everything that I showed you previously, it's our main program, it's our online program, but actually it feeds into the concentration as well. So all you need to think of is the 6 required courses and the 5 elective courses that you would complete when here. And how you would do this, you would coming in the fall. So if you're thinking about applying for fall 23, you would take 4 courses in that first term, 4 courses in the spring, and 3 courses in the summer. Okay, studying in the summer is great because you're in air-conditioned classrooms, when outside it's incredibly hot. So the summer courses are a popular provision. This is a non-thesis concentration. So by taking the program in a single 12-month cycle, it does mean that the thesis is outside of the agreement that we have with Colfutura, but 95% of our students take the non-thesis route because they're looking for professional advancement. So very typical, and I've mentioned the prerequisites before. The next 2 slides just give a little bit of a breakdown of the different certificates. So as you will see here, all these courses in the certificates are in our choices of electives. So if you really want a certificate, you can it's basically being a little bit creative with your selection of those electives. Okay, but this is something that we can handle when you arrive in Orlando. Who's our ideal candidate? I've just got 2-3 minutes to run. We really want somebody who really has obviously a passion for industry and believes that the hospitality and tourism industry is your future. Okay, so it is very much a mindset. If you really believe this is the industry for you, we know that we can take you to the next level. Probably we're 50-50. 50% of our students have a degree in hospitality or a business management related area. Our other half are as diverse as you can think, and some of our very best students have actually come from other disciplines. Chemists, scientists, engineering, you name it. They've taken a first degree, they come to Orlando and they're like, wow, this is where the opportunities are. Starting salaries, I'm not quite sure how it would compare to Columbia. Starting salaries for our undergraduate students now are getting up towards $50,000 US at the age of 22, coming out of an undergraduate. So for a master's, you're really looking at another 10, 20 on top. So the market for what we do at the moment, it's never been better. It's never been better. And as I say, Universal alone are looking for 14,000 people at the moment. So it's crazy numbers. Okay. In terms of, just coming up to the end here, in terms of admission requirements, this is pretty standard across all university, UCF masters. It's your GPA equivalent of 3.0, your official transcripts, goal statements, resume, etc. Really important, really important. Our program does not require a G or E or GMAT. So wherever you're sitting in Colombia, this should make you very, very happy. We stopped this about 8 years ago, primarily because the GPA of students coming in is a much more accurate predictor of how you're going to succeed on a master's program. And we're very happy because year on year, our admitted GPA goes up. Our average GPA on admission to the program now is 3.5. So we've actually got, over the years, by dropping the GRE, believe it or not, we've actually got a much higher quality of students. So it's something that we're sticking to. So hopefully that will be very good news for you. For your evaluations of your credentials, we use WES or Joseph Silney, but this is part of the process you go through. It's very, very clear on our website. And really good news, initially up till about 2 or 3 weeks ago, our deadline for the full admission was December the 1st. The new deadline is January the 15th, 2023. So we are, what are we now? We are November the 23rd. So you've got just under 2 months to decide, is this a program that you think will benefit you intellectually? Is this a program that will benefit you for your future career? And, you know, we'd like to think the answer is yes to both of those, but clearly that's down to your choice. But the very good news, you have got 2 months now to decide, do I want to study in Orlando? Do I want to study hospitality and tourism management and join what is just a really fun, exciting and highly dynamic industry? So the key date there is January the 15th. You don't necessarily have to have everything in by that date, but as long as you have started the process and you're really moving in the right direction, then you'll be fine. So hopefully from today onwards, you've got a good time. In terms of language, we're quite strict on our language provision because our programs, once you start, we really are pretty intense. So the language requirements are on here. It's a 6.5 in IELTS. If you're a little bit behind the curve, then we may be able to assist. But essentially, we are quite strict on this because when you come in, it's all systems go. You know, we move pretty fast. And as I say, the students do wonderful. In terms of language requirements, some of you may have studied in a institution where English was the primary language, and I know in Colombia a lot of the high schools and what have you do teach in English to some degree. So if this relates to you, then you may have a slightly easier journey into the program. But as I say, it's something that we're quite strict on because it's to your benefit. Once you start here, if you have the English background, then it just makes life so much easier for you and the extent to which you can actually enjoy the program. And I'm not going to click on these, but when I send it, I will send this to Bianca and colleagues after this event today. And there's a number of links where you can look at the videos of Orlando. You will never, ever get bored in Orlando. I think I can safely guarantee that. But you can also see testimonials from our students and the student video testimonial. as well, and all our different websites. And I think just as a final comment is all our programs are supported 100% by industry. So every time we develop a new course, every time we develop a new program, Disney, Universal, the tech companies, the design teams, the analytics companies, they support us in what we're doing. So we're very much embedded with our local partners to improve the quality of the program that we have here. I think I've gone over by about 2 or 3 minutes, Bianca, for which I apologize, but very happy to take any questions. And as I say, I have my colleague Diego and Mark here to support me, and I hope you found that very useful. Thank you, Bianca.
Thank you so much, Alan, for this wonderful presentation, and no worries about the time. We still have plenty of time. We haven't gotten many questions yet, but I did want to ask, what do you suggest for students that are thinking about getting into this field and haven't been working in this field? So I feel like a lot of people, once they want to get their master's, sometimes they want to dabble in, you know, other career opportunities. So what kind of advice would you have for those candidates?
Yeah, I wouldn't be afraid. We have, I sort of alluded to it in some of the points through the presentation. We have a large number of students, roughly half, who are coming from a non-hospitality or business background. They've studied all sorts of things in the past. And a lot of the students, they've started in their careers and they've almost fallen into hospitality. So they've either disliked where they were before, or they've met friends who have like, wow, that looks interesting. So we get a lot of students exactly in that situation. Now, what we do is, or what we recommend is, it's really good if you get some sort of experience, whether it's paid or unpaid. So at least you get a little bit of a feel for it. And the slight complication we have here is obviously we're very tied to the immigration rules. But if you decide to take this program, you have, at the end of it, you have what's called OPT. So you can stay in the United States for a year and work. And a lot of our students who don't quite have as much work experience as the domestic students, they stay, and we have a 99% recruitment record at the moment. So we can virtually guarantee you a placement. And it's so huge, the industry here, that really you've got a lot of choice. And it will just give you some really much needed hands-on experience. If you're good, you move very, very, very quickly in this industry. But it's a case of you have to start somewhere. So no, if your experience is not that strong at the moment, I wouldn't worry. Funnily enough, we get a lot of teachers, Bianca, so there may be some teachers listening. So I always say to people, if you can control a class of 30, 15-year-olds, you're ideal for hospitality, okay? Because essentially you're dealing with people. So we get a lot of teachers who want a career change, and they would exactly fit, you know, the theme of your question there.
That's great. Thank you so much. And I feel like OPT is absolutely wonderful in Orlando. I mean, you know, you have the support of all the parks and everything. I mean, the opportunities are endless, just like you said. So that is really, really good for international students. To everyone that's online, if you're interested in knowing more about OPT, you basically apply to it almost by when you're graduating, and you can stay in the US and work in your field for a year. So thank you so much, Alan. We do not have any other further questions.
Bianca, can I just add to that for the OPT? You're not constrained to Orlando. If you want to be in New York, San Francisco, Boston, you can travel everywhere.
Yeah, that's right. Very, very good point. Yes, it could be anywhere in the US, by the way, OPT. And it could be in your field, which is really it's really attractive to, you know, finally put that work in from your master's degree and work in your field. Okay, well, thank you so much, Alan. To everyone that is online, I want to remind you of the agreement that we have with this wonderful institution and program. It is 50% off the out-of-state tuition for beneficiarios. So it's very, very, very good opportunity. Y para los que están interesados en postularse al crédito beca, les recordamos que abre la convocatoria el 10 de enero y cierra el 28 de febrero. Thank you so much for your time, Alan. It was wonderful to hear all about Rosen and ECF. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Diego.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Mark. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.